Hey guys, welcome to my review for One Piece chapter 1129. Now, I've moved over the lights. Please let me know if the mic quality is fine, the lighting is good. Leave me a comment on it and anything else you want me to cover. So with that, let's get into the chapter. Now, the reveal of who it is, spoiler warning for anybody that hasn't read yet. Okay, so it's Road. And the thing about Road is I'm very mixed on Road here because it looks like the Straw Hats and Luffy and everything are running away from Road. And Road, into perspective, is Hydrugen is the captain of the new giant pirates. And Luffy, in Dressrosa Luffy, was in base form able to defeat Hydrugen, no diff. And this is somebody that's underneath Hydrugen. So that's the perspective of who we're talking about, at least as far as I know, right? So that's somebody that's basically fodder right now, and we're running away from that. But that's some people's arguments. I see it as Luffy just wants to get out of there. And you can sense that Luffy doesn't feel malice behind the person. And in the chapter, you see that not Hydrugen, Road is talking about you need to prove yourself to me on why Hydrugen just gave in and said, we'll follow you. So why are you this person? And Luffy, of course, is going to prove that throughout the chapter, or even right now, he's going to prove that. Because even he's surprised that they're taking care of the ear god, the pets and everything. So, and Luffy's never been the person that runs into a town. Everybody seems rather innocent, or hasn't, maybe not innocent. We'll get to that part in the chapter as I go through the chapter. He doesn't go in and just destroy a village, pillage a village, or destroy buildings. He kind of looks around and he says, this person put so much work into this area, terrarium. We're not gonna destroy. We're gonna be very careful and get out of here. And even at the end, he says, I'm sorry for breaking this wall, and he busts through. So let's and then before I keep going, before I read the chapter, the Nami glaze. I am here for Nami showing this tremendous power. I love that Nami gets to flex her muscles, her glass cannon muscles, and we haven't seen that since I think it was in Wano when she fought the person under Kaido, the Triceratops. Triceratops? No, the Raptor. Yeah, she fought the Raptor thing. Not Raptor. It wasn't even a Raptor. It was a very specific dinosaur, but you know who I'm talking about. I forgot the name. And that was the last time we got to see a glass cannon feat from Nami. And here we see it again, even though Road is pretty much fodder, even weaker than than the person Nami fought. Anyway, I'm here for it. I'm here for the Nami glaze. I love it. It's awesome. I'm noticing the pattern that everybody is using powers, and I'll go through the chapter before because I'm gonna go through so I don't miss anything. That everybody's using their powerful abilities, and I feel like these are just gonna be normal abilities at some point, and they're gonna get even stronger. Of course, they're gonna get even stronger than right now because they're using very strong abilities that they used in Wano as normal attacks now. So we let's start with that. Okay, let's start in the beginning of the chapter because I was gonna get to the prisoner aspect and maybe the shrinking aspect of the terrarium and magical abilities because we're in mythology land. We're in Norse mythology. We are gonna see a lot of Norse mythology innuendos and even magical abilities potentially. So they're running away from the giant. They notice it's a giant's room. Luffy's mentioning that it looks like this person put in so much work into this. Let's not destroy anything here. And we get, again, the Nami glaze. We see Nami flex her navigation muscles. Even though they're not in the ocean, she remembers the blueprint. She throws it away, not needed anymore. She knows exactly where she needs to go just off reading the blueprint on the cat. And she pinpoints where we need to go. And we get to see a layout of the map, which is cool. It's cool to see because it looks vast, it looks huge, but it's really a very big giant's room that's been miniaturized with the Lego blocks and stuff. And then we get to see. Wait, did I see them mention it yet? No, not yet. So he pulls out the net. He captures the cat, but Zoro and Sanji use their abilities to get out Iron net, that means nothing. I think Sanji uses Ifrit Jumbo? No. Well, we don't know. He's using an ability where he lights up his leg on fire again. Looks like it's I forgot which one it was. Diable Jumbo maybe. I'm going through it real quick. Not sure which one it was. And we get the revelation that they defeated the ear god, which is a carnivorous rabbit, of course. And we have the prisoners mention that this is the exits there. The exits open. Not prisoners, my bad. Let me not confirm. Oh, let me see. Yeah, okay. I thought it was not tracking. The prisoners say, not prisoners, they mention that the exits there, we might be able to escape. And we get the revelation that when he's pulling out the net, that this is a giant detention facility that no giant is supposed to be able to escape. Do you mean your room? Do you mean the people inside are giants? So there might be some shrinking of people because they're wearing like what looks like, what's it called? Wow, I forgot the name of the place. Elbaf. They're you look like they have Viking gear, Elbaf gear on. So are these shrunk down mini like giants? And he gets the humans and he sometimes puts them in there too. So they're saying the exits there. Are these people inside calling this person the sun god as like this is the warden of the area, or do they believe he's the sun god? Do these people not know, or are they the prisoners themselves stuck inside the terrarium like it's a jail? But it's a very calm jail. Oh, well, in reality, it's not a calm jail. You have a carnivorous rabbit on that side. You have the giant pets on the other side. And you have him terrorizing you if he feels like it. So they were mentioning the escape. And Nami's asking, is it somebody's fault if it rains really, if it floods, there's thunderstorms and stuff like that? And Usopp's like, no, that just happens. It's like, great, because I feel like something bad is gonna happen to this guy. And she prepares her attack to come down and thunderbolt the hell out of this guy. And I'm here for it. I absolutely love it. And we get a little aspect that this is his world. He's built it and he really has put a lot of care and love into it. And he's living his own little dream and fantasy where he has his own villains and he needs a heroes now in the area, but they're just straight up escaping. Now, Luffy uses, and it wasn't a typo when Oda said Gear 4th in the first chapter that they touch ground on here. He is using Gear 4th without fully going into Gear 4th. And we are getting what's it called? An upgrade to his powers. Coming from Wano, he is practicing a new way to use his Gear 4th ability, just how he uses his Gear 3rd ability without shrinking. He's able to use it continuously in short bursts and improve on his powers. And the more he keeps using Gear 5, I guess. So Gear 4th is almost like nothing. Just throwing it out there. And we get, after he starts using Gear 4th, we get a flashback of the chapters and we see it's Road. We get it revealed that it's Road. The crow, the menacing crow thing, is what picks up the ship. They pass through a mist, a sleeping mist. So everybody falls asleep going through there. Seems like it's a normal thing. He even has like what's it called? A capsule holding this type of mist to keep them sleeping. And he puts them inside the terrarium so they can prove themselves or something like that. So a little weird, but it's Oda. Good, it's fine. Story writing, get the story going. He gets thunderbolted and they break through. And I am hoping that we are in Elbaf now. We are through. We are in the new area, and maybe we go into. They're in a higher place. They're in a jail cell. Maybe they break through. You know what would be funny? They're breaking through, and it's another giant's room because he's in a jail. It's another jail guy. It's another guy in jail because like when they were walking, this guy was walking through the halls. We see that it looks like there was multiple doors. There's a lot of concrete columns. Maybe that's what he means when, if you trust those blueprints, you're getting confused. There's nothing through that. There's another jail cell. There's another dude. Maybe it's another terrarium even. That's that would be pretty funny if it's another terrarium. It's like, what the hell? And now they like see through and it's two different terrariums. That would be a great twist. They're technically an Elbath, but they're just in a giant jail facility. Now that would be a very good twist. I want to see it actually. They're in Elbath, but they're stuck in jail. I'm here for it. I hope that's actually what happens instead of going straight into Elbath. Like maybe then after that chapter getting out, then they're in Elbath. I'm here for it. But I was listening to Joy Boy's video, Joy Boy Theory's video on the aspect of what could potentially happen. And he had mentioned, and I want to just throw it out there because I really liked that theory that he said, that the homies, even if Big Mom had died, Zeus doesn't look like he would have disappeared. So Mother Carmel's homie, the sun, when she made it, could be an like this little terrarium could be an omen showing for there is somebody that's high up. Maybe they're not called the sun god, but they are the sun that she created, and it was idolized by the giants, and that could be there as standing as the sun god or the leader. So that could be what's running Elbath. And I really liked that theory because it translates as oh, and then you see Road have an interest into Nami as like, oh, that's my queen. Loki can have an interest to humans as well. So it kind of mirrors itself as a little revelation of what's to come. And I'm here for it because he mentioned that Moria had said, even if I die, my zombies don't go away, my shadows don't go away to where they're supposed to. They stay where they're at. So Mother Carmel could have died, and the sun god could have been saved by the giants and taken to Elbath as like a remnant, or as the sun god. That's their god that they rescued and they took to Elbath, and living as a piece of Mother Carmel's soul. Just throwing it out there. That's very out there, very wild. I think that's what that could potentially happen. I think Loki is the leader. Loki is the king in this regard. Or maybe he's the prince and we have Odin as the leader, the king of Elbath. Or maybe it's Loki. Not sure because, the lifespans of giants. They're very, very old. They can live hundreds of years. I think 200 to 300 years. Because their lifespan is longer. They would remember things from the Void Century better because there are less generations between them. But that's what I think can happen. And I wanted to throw that theory that Joy Boy had said out there because I really like that take. I really like that aspect that somebody is up there leading as a sun god. Not necessarily calling them themselves the sun god, but we know that the giants do know about the sun god Nika, and because this story would have been passed down much easier between generations because there is less generations and less mixing of the story, and they were more closely related, even to the point that maybe Joy Boy was a giant because of the straw hat, the giant straw hat in Merijoa. It could potentially be that he was either a mixed giant. Well, actually, now that I remember, we did see Joy Boy's silhouette, and he was kind of not that huge, but he could be like a mix, a very big human, or a half giant, half human mix. Maybe that can be it. But yeah, thesis, ideas for next chapter. How much time am I in? 14 minutes. Good timing. So any ideas for next chapter? I think, like I said, we break through the wall. Because he says, what's on the other side of that wall? No break next week, it's been a while since we've had, I think, 3 chapters in a row and no break. We're blessed. we're eating. So we see that they're looking. Luffy's so excited, and I feel like it's just gonna be another brick wall, another big giant's room, and the giant's just gonna look like what the hell just caused that little hole in the wall. and it's gonna be a giant cell. It's gonna be another giant cell, a giant's jail, and they have to get out of this giant's jail. And maybe there will be some confusion, and somebody comes in like, what's happening? What's the ruckus? And it's the actual warden. Like, you're not supposed to be here. Ah, Hydrugan told me about you. Okay, let's get you out of here. And then we finally get introduction and the nice progression and the storyboarding onto what we're dealing with this chapter, and I mean this arc. But that's it for me. I have thoroughly enjoyed the pacing of this story. Please leave me a like, comment, guys. I appreciate it a lot. And let me know if you want me to cover something, talk about something else into the story. So for that, that's it for me, guys. Let me know, and I'll see you for the next one.